Hello and welcome to another daily market reading. Today it's Friday. I'm currently on Bitcoin and this is looking quite bullish. This is looking quite good. Over the past few days, over the past month, we have been seeing the price of Bitcoin go up and up and up and up in an upwards trend. In an upwards trend. And then now it looked like Bitcoin could have been running out of gas, because we hit the 79,000 price point. We hit it once, we hit it twice, and we weren't able to break it. And it looked like we were going back down. And quite a few people thought, that's it, we're not going back up. We're going to start moving down. We actually just came to impact on this key support, which was a previous resistance. It was a resistance here, resistance here, resistance here. Served as a support. And then it now served as a very nice support. At the time of me recording this, Bitcoin has already gone up 5% from this support, which means that it is quite a good support. It is quite a good thing. On the 4-hour time frame, it looks like we can still be positive, and it looks like we are on our way. We should, in theory, be making a new high, because we have been respecting a higher high, another higher high, a higher high, and then now we stopped off here, and we have just recently done a higher low. Our previous low was here, which is where the ghost daily gap is sitting, and we stopped off before that. So technically, if we now just carried on going up, this would officially be our low, our higher low, because this low is above the previous one. So that is quite a positive thing. Now, that's on the 4-hour time frame. I do have to say, Bitcoin looks like it is starting to run out of gas, and in a very nice way. It is the weekend, well, it's coming up to the weekend, so we could very well see the price of Bitcoin either go just above the recent highs, waste some more time, and then go to between 80 and 83,000, which is the price point that I've been saying in all of my previous videos. I'm not gonna repeat myself. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but you know all of those price targets that I was talking about in the previous ones. Or we might, if I zoom down to the 1-hour time frame, we can actually see, first off, we can spot how the oscillator gave us a really nice entry. I personally really like to trade the one hour divergences that we get on all the cryptos with this free indicator, which you can also get. But on the one hour time frame, we're doing a low, a high, a low, and then now it looks like we have just recently broken this downtrend, okay, and we are now starting to trade up. We have gone above the recent high, so since this is the recent low, it would make some sort of sense, especially since we are oversold, and on the 4 hours we are also oversold. It would maybe make sense to do a retest on this support level, which was a support, resistance, and now it would make sense to get a healthy pullback and get a retest on this support, because then, you know, on a lower time frame, which is the 1-hour time frame, we would just be we went from high to low to lower high to lower low to now making a higher high. It would make sense to create a higher low to restart this uptrend if we want to carry on being positive. Okay, that does not mean that Bitcoin now, for whatever reason, couldn't just go like this, straight up and then straight back down. Yes, that is a chance. I do not have a magic ball, as you very well know, but in my point of view, that's what I think is most likely to happen for Bitcoin. Okay, having said that, I think it's time to turn on the indicators and see if we can be told something else. Right, so first off, just a quick reminder, all of these indicators are completely free. You can use them also. This one, which is the signals and order blocks, you've guessed it, it does tell me where the order blocks are. I've got a 1-hour order block. We're oversold. Yes, that is quite big money flow, I do get it, but like I just said, it would make sense to maybe get a retest back down. I'm personally not going to trade a short position, or if I am, it's going to be with a lot less capital, a lot less money, with a really tight stop loss, because, you know, this has been quite a potent move up. There's quite a lot of money flow, and you don't really like to trade with really big money flow. But I do have to say, we're on the gates of the previous resistance. It would make sense for the price of Bitcoin to get a little healthy pullback, gain some more strength, some more momentum, and then have this final push up. Moving back up to the 4-hour time frame. Moving back up to the 4-hour time frame, you can just see the exact same thing. We had an order block here, which that's not really straight, but yeah, you can see we had an order block here. We went down, we tested it, and then now we're having a really nice move back up from it. So, you know, our indicators did sort of give you the hint of why this level was quite an important one. Now, another thing that I find quite interesting is this. I'm now going to move to Ethereum, and actually I don't even need this, so I'm gonna hide the drawings. I'm gonna go on the daily time frame. One thing that I think I've mentioned them in my previous videos, right? So if you've seen the tutorial on the smart trend, okay, what it is, how it works, and all of that, you will know that it's the biggest, the strongest, and the nicest indicator that we've created, and it's the one that I personally base all of my trading setups from. This grayish line, okay, that you see going down is the trend cloud. It is a lot more respected on higher time frames, not so much from 1 hour down, but from 4 hours up. It's basically a tweaked out, a modified exponential moving average, and as we can see here, it has been respected quite nicely. Okay, once again, I'm on Ethereum, I'm on the daily time frame. This was, oh yeah, of course, I'm actually going to delete these so that they don't get in the way of my analysis, and I probably don't need these, and I probably don't need this either. I just want to show you how it's been tested once, broken, yes, test again. We broke it, it then turned into a support, and then now we have been supporting on it. Another thing that's quite interesting is that the oscillator was oversold. The oscillator was moving down a lot. It has moved down a lot, and we're basically nearly on the overbought area. And this exact same setup where we were oversold, the oscillator is like a couple days off from being overbought, and we have been supporting on the trend cloud. You can actually see that not on Bitcoin, you can see that on quite a few altcoins. I think Solana as well, if I'm not wrong, has a really similar setup. So this is making me think that, you know, with the weekend coming up now, there is a chance that the price is just going to stay sideways a little bit, and then in just the start of next week, or sometime next week, or if the market is really cheeky, which you know that is sometimes happens, the price might have a sudden burst up during the weekend. Okay, so it looks like we're getting nearly ready to set back off. It looks like we have been supporting on this trend cloud very, very nicely, and we might just be moving above the recent high. In Ethereum's case, we've got a weekly gap, we've got this daily gap marked in red, we've got the smart trend, and as well, just to complement all of this, we have also got a CME gap, which we haven't cleared yet, which it would make sense to go clear it. Maybe we don't need to clear it all the way to the end, but it would make kind of sense. And then USDT, this is the exact same reading that I've been saying for, I don't even know, maybe like a week, 2 weeks, something like that. So I'm not going to go into too much detail, but really quickly, if you've never seen these videos before and you don't even know me, I'm going to trace a Fibonacci retracement. You can see that the golden pocket sits very nicely with the daily gap, weekly gap, and our smart trend. As I was saying, USDT has been doing a really similar thing to Ethereum and quite a few altcoins. We're nearly oversold. this smart trend, the trend cloud, has been respected very nicely. We tested it once, tested it twice. Looks like we've just gone back up to test it. And then now it looks like we might be heading here. That's my point of view. My analysis still hasn't changed. It just looks like it's been playing out quite nicely to what I thought it was actually going to do, which is great. It's great for me. So I'm going to be waiting for Bitcoin between around this area, roughly between 80 and 83, not 85. I think that's pushing it a bit too far. I'm just going to draw this out, and I'm just going to leave it very clear and very nice for you to see exactly what the prices are, what the areas are that I'm going to be looking for a short position. So I just traced the Fibonacci retracement from this high down to the most recent low, and the golden pocket, the 0.5 and the 0.618, sits between 83,400 and basically where we are now. We've also got a daily gap and a weekly gap, the exact same setup as USDT. That is where I'm going to start building my short positions. Yes, I do get it. You might be just thinking, well, that's a very wide gap. I can't surely not just do a short position and my stop loss cover the whole lot. That's a 6% stop loss. Yes, I do know, which is why I might be averaging out trades. I might not be using as much leverage. I might not be going as crazy with the leverage, but I will be waiting for quite a significant move down. This is going to be a short position that I aim to hold for more of a longer term. You know, I'm not going to sell it within a few hours of entering it, so I can afford to go with a bit lower leverage, and I might average out. That does not mean that I'm going to start doing 100 different trades here or short positions. No, it means that maybe I'll be doing one at 80, one at 81, 82, maybe at 83 max, something like that. I'm not too sure. I'll just tell you what I'm personally doing when the time is right, when the price of Bitcoin finally breaks this and we go into this level here. Okay, having said that, thank you very much for watching. Do not forget to leave a like, subscribe, and also let me know in the comments if this analysis makes sense, or if you think I'm just waffling and that this is not true. Thank you very much for watching, and see you on the next one.